Alright, YouTube, it's time for another video. Here we are at some car wash that I guess people are doing their car wash thing. This video is just going to be another video about just how... So I describe myself in my most recent video as, and I do believe this, I describe myself as a, oh my god, dude, I'm sorry about that. Alright. I describe myself as a left-wing incel. That's how I would describe myself. I don't blame women for all my problems, but I do have to acknowledge that the dating game is, as I get older and older, I'm now reaching more closer to my mid-30s, and, I don't agree with this whole hyper-masculine thing. I don't think women are really interested in that. So I don't subscribe to anything of the shit that, like, the dumbass shit that Tate says, or, even people like what Trump and Musk are trying to, like, the image that they're trying to portray. Oh, dude, that light. I'm sorry. The stuff that they're trying to, like, portray themselves as, like, this shit ain't working. I promise you, women aren't really attracted to that shit for the most part. But I will also say, like, the left doesn't really give a lot of dating advice to men, because well, I think they it's weird how, like, you'll meet people on the left that'll say nobody owes you anything. It's like, well, yeah, I know no one individual woman owes me a relationship, but in order to, like, kind of end these gender roles, it kind of has to lead to healthy relationships in a less gender rolled society, right? You can't just have everybody alone and then say, okay, we've solved it. It's like, no, it's like, people, if COVID proved anything, the loneliness epidemic is real, and I've been saying this, well, I haven't been saying it on YouTube, but I've been saying this shit since, like, the early 2010s, let alone 2020 and now 2025. However, I just think that, like, what ends up happening is, it doesn't mean you blame, all of women for, and, like, DEI really isn't probably your problem. Also, things like, if you're a white dude or whatever, it's not your problem. Also, just things like, I do think, though, that things like the internet and dating apps, and just, even things like, Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and stuff, I do think that is actually ruining the relationship between the sexes. I actually think that the biggest cause for the problems between men and women in the battle of the sexes now has to do with, because of the internet. And the one thing I will say that I do think, maybe these guys are right wing, these terminally online, though, maybe right wing males. The one thing that they are kind of correct on is, a woman can download a dating app and, she turns 18 and, like, the world becomes kind of her oyster. For men, we seem to have to wait longer, and then, if we didn't cultivate anything over these years, it's like we kind of get left behind. I think I spent too much time studying in classrooms because my parents, who I don't think they were doing anything purposely evil or anything, but they were just only obsessed with, you just need to study more. And I actually think I should have been spending less time studying and more time socializing, going out, meeting new people, trying new things. God damn, this light. Holy fuck, dude. By the way, is it just me, or are car lights too bright now? God damn. Like, this isn't just like a thing that people, that, like, it's just like they're every car now, especially on SUVs. Like, we don't need these giant ass fucking lights, Anyway, I do think that the dating apps and social media culture has, caused a large chunk of the divide between men and women, especially when you're in your 20s. But I also think that, the problem I have with the right-wing manosphere fucking idiots is, they also think that, like, deny climate change or something. It's like, no, climate change is real and human beings are heavily contributing to it. Yeah, and or things like how when like back when like that Epstein didn't kill himself meme, it's like, well, that whole meme was I actually kind of agree with it. However, you do realize Donald Trump is just as likely to be involved in Jeffrey Epstein shit as Bill Clinton is, but for some reason the online people only seem to talk about Bill Clinton's potential involvement with it. It's like, well, you never talk about Trump's potential involvement, and I promise you that he is just as likely to be involved in any sort of. And then finally, the last thing I hate about the manosphere is, it's almost like a large chunk of these online male gurus are doing it. It's a grift, right? They're only doing it for themselves and to like gain, like, if you're giving them views, you're giving them ad revenue, or you're just giving them straight up donations. They're taking all that money and like laughing at you. You do realize that, right? You're still, hey, guess what? You've thrown money at some online right-wing manosphere idiot, and they have more money now, even if it's just a $5 donation or whatever. That's $5 less in your pocket, $5 more in their pocket, and they're going to use that to better their life. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of these online YouTubers, Twitch streamers, whatever, they're not really watching other YouTubers and Twitch streamers. They're only collaborating with them. They're not really like watching their shit. And if they do watch their shit, they're making a reaction video to it, which means they're trying to monetize their content in a roundabout way too. So, to me, consuming that content is just a waste of your time. You're addicted to it, and it's ruining your life. And really, things aren't as bad as, in some ways. It's like I've tried so damn hard over the past 5 or so years, even before COVID, but definitely post, to get out more and meet new people. And unfortunately, it's a ghost town. The few people I've met and relationships that I've cultivated have been some friendships, but they're also people who are a fair bit older than me. They're not really, 20-somethings and 30-somethings. It's like usually the consistent youngest people I meet in these meetup groups are, maybe late 30s, but I would say mostly like 40s, and they're kind of like, a lot of times it's like married couples. There was this movie meetup group that I was a part of. I think we're going to meet actually in about a week or two. So at least the husband and wife, they decided to kind of like message people again. And, we go to these movies and it's always just like 5 or 6 people. But then we I always try to talk to, the husband and wife I talk to a fair bit, but we'll talk about the movie after we watched it. But a lot of people just show up to these movie meetup groups and then they fucking leave. And it's like, well, what's the fucking point? So, I do think that's, again, social media addiction has just rotted people's brains. It's made everybody so insane. I guess if you can't beat them, join them, right? But, my general belief is I'd love to even cultivate a small group of people on this channel, and you guys give me updates. So, hey, I tried this. Hey, I tried to start a group here. Hey, I tried to talk to somebody new today too. Like, just to socialize and get people more excited about their day-to-day life. But I got way off topic. I don't even remember the original topic here. But I will say, I do describe myself as a left-wing incel, I guess is how I describe myself. I don't blame women for my problems, but and I hope I still have optimism that one day I'll find one who wants to be with me. I do have, again, I have my criticisms. Some of them I just laid out over the past 5 to 7 minutes, but whatever. But yeah, this topic is more going to be about, so it looks like Trump has frozen Medicaid, and it looks like Trump has frozen Medicaid payments and or whatever, the portal or whatever, and to all 50 states now. And one of the things that I think that the online people who are wasting their hours of their day just consuming content, and guess what? Their finances are also lower because they're not really working a job. and they're not really, they're just, they're just doom scrolling or doom posting and whatever, and they don't go outside, they're going to be on Medicaid sooner rather than later, And, I do have this fascination with these online right-wing males thinking that it's masculine to be conservative. And it's like, I don't understand how you can think of this way when it's like, your best interest is not to be, a conservative. You don't make enough money to be a conservative. Okay, yeah, you can complain about, the DEI black woman at some job or whatever. But look, if we get rid of DEI as a country, chances are the people who are the loudest about hating DEI, getting rid of it is not going to cause you to get some like $70,000 to $120,000 a year job. Okay, they're going to hire. There's maybe a small percentage of like white people that will get a maybe promotion or a better job. It most likely won't be any of you. It's most likely going to be a nepo hire. And that you don't know anybody. You've spent all these years of your life playing World of Warcraft and Counter-Strike and League of Legends and thinking that you're amazing because your Elden Ring build is so amazing, and nobody cares that you don't have any skills. So you're better off being somebody who does care about the poor. And these programs that you deem as, quote, welfare programs, and I guess you can call them welfare, social programs in general, whatever you want to call them, you're going to be on them, or you should be on them. It's like you don't realize you're being divided and conquered. All right? You just don't. And I know you're excited because Trump has memes and Musk has memes. These people are all laughing as you're giving them time, money, attention, and thinking, and they're all laughing at you as you think you're living vicariously through them because they might send a meme on Twitter and you're afraid to post it or something. I promise you, you're not going to be making any more money under Trump. You bitch about Biden, but in 4 years, your finances aren't going to be any better than they are now. Joe Biden is not why you were poor. The number one reason why people are poorer than ever is because the velocity of money in your local community is being funneled to a smaller and smaller amount of people due to things like Amazon being a global marketplace, or things like you're now giving a lot more, there are people literally giving money to YouTubers and Twitch streamers. Guess what? That's money that's leaving your community that you're not really benefiting fucking from. Especially if you're a younger person. The money is literally leaving. If you live in a smaller town, like a population of like 20,000 or less, it's hitting you guys. It's hit you guys 15, 20 years ago. It's already, this is already a problem. Now even some other small, reasonable sized metro areas of larger cities are seeing this issue just because people don't go out and live their lives anymore. They don't pursue things anymore. They just watch YouTube drama. They just spend all their days on the internet, addicted to their smartphones. That's why your life sucks. You're too busy watching a billion self-improvement podcasts and YouTube videos and not actually applying the self-improvement techniques. You wake up the next day, it's time to watch more. You're in this chronic state of watching basically the same things over and over and over again, and then wondering why you're miserable. It's like, well, it's because you're doing the same shit. I just wish we just lived in a world where the internet was not this powerful and necessary in our lives. And if you haven't noticed, who are the ones running the country now? It's a small amount of the loudest people on social media, Donald Trump, for example, and tech bros, Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel. I know you guys, I know people still think that like internet culture is underground. Internet culture is the only culture now. It is the mainstream. Okay? I know you think you're like hanging out in Joe Rogan's basement smoking a cigar or some weed with your buddy Joe Rogan. No, that's all facades that they fucking cultivate to like look a certain aesthetic to make you feel that way. To make you feel like you're part of this club. You're not. Go outside. Have a good day.